Welcome to the third installment of my series of If I Were President. Another thing that I would really like to do is try to get the Democratic and Republican Party to cooperate. I know I ranted against the two-party system and how I would try to get rid of it, but that's what we need, cooperation in this country between both the Democrat and the Republican parties. And groups will often go against the interests of the country just for the sake of disagreeing with with the rival party. And I think that short-sighted and quite frankly childish, immature way of behavior should not and cannot be tolerated at the level of the federal government. And I would try to bring both parties together and get them working on setting aside their problems and work on solutions for the country. There are a lot of problems in this country, and we have to come together to solve them. One of the biggest issues that I think we'll face generations down the road is the amount of pollution that we're putting into the atmosphere. And I would try to bring back another thing that I think needs to be done is we need to bring jobs back here. And because the debt that we owe China and Japan and blah, 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 blah. We are so far in debt, and we still have a deficit. That deficit needs to go. And as I said before, one of the tricks I would try to get rid of the deficit would be legalize all drugs, legalize prostitution, legalize gambling, and try to take that huge burden off law enforcement and release everybody serving time for offenses strictly related to those crimes. That would take a huge burden off of our court system and our legal system. And it's just that we're overspending. We are living above our means. And to be honest, like the Democrats say increase taxes, and so we can fund all this, and the Republicans say cut services that the government does so that we can decrease taxes. But the truth is that we need to find a solution that's at the middle of the ground. You can hate taxes all you want, but they are a necessary evil. Without it, we would not be able to get shit done. And it's like James Mattis said, Jim Mattis, aka Mad Dog, or as he likes to be known, Chaos. He said we need to stop this whole salami cutting everything. I'm going to cut it a little bit here, cut a little bit there, cut a little bit there. We need to find out what we really don't need and just cut that shit out. There's just so much shit that we don't need to do. We don't need law. We don't need drug laws. We don't need prostitution laws. We don't need gambling laws. Those things should all be legalized, regulated, and taxed. And there is just a lot of stuff that needs to be addressed, and corporate welfare needs to go too. It is billions more than individual welfare. We need to get rid of those companies. We'll not get rid of those companies. We need to not enable them because corporations are addicted to money, and the United States government has been their enabler for so long. Whenever they fuck up, the U.S. taxpayer will pay for it. And that really, really needs to stop. And this plan alone would just cut billions, hundreds of billions of dollars from the taxpayer. We'd have money for so many projects, so much extra money. We could still cut taxes by a huge amount. And also, there's another thing that I think needs to be done is we need to get rehabilitation centers for people, like for criminals. Try to rehabilitate them before you send them out into society. That is very important. I think every prison and jail should have like a trade school, you should be able to learn a trade in jail, earn at least associate's degree, if not a bachelor's degree in every prison. And I think that we really need to build people up in this country, because strong people make a strong economy, which makes a strong country. And it's really quite ridiculous how we simply let our pride get in the way of it. I would also like to see a constitutional amendment protecting gay rights. And because gay rights, they're new and they're very fragile. And it's pretty libertarian or even liberal of me to say that, but I really think that gay rights are human rights and we need to protect them. They need the protection of the Constitution. That will be all for now. This will probably be the final If I Were President video I will make, and I may make another one in the future. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and don't forget to donate. It's for a really good cause. See you later. And vote for me.